Oh wow, it's doing a whole song. Haha. Okay. I did not expect this. I'm kind of shocked. This is ChatGPT. It's groundbreaking new technology. I'm just going to dive straight into it and show some examples of how I've been completely astounded by how powerful it is without going into too much detail on each individual prompt and usage and response. Let's just smash some out, and there'll be different ones that every person will relate to, which I think is actually something to consider. If you're going to show this to someone, consider what they would want to get value out of it, and or how they would get value out of it. And for example, if you've got a friend with a small business, ask for a business advertisement describing their business. We'll do an example of that, and then they'll go, "Oh wow, that's a good one. Now I want to use it." But if you go to someone that doesn't do programming and show them something about algorithms, they'll just go, "Huh?" Like it'll be over their head. So, yeah, take that into consideration if you want to get people excited about this. But I'm just going to go through and smash a whole bunch of things, and hopefully there'll be something there for everyone. All right, let's get started. So I've got something copied in the clipboard here. Let's go Control V. Get rid of that bit. Okay, so I've done this twice already actually, and it's given me a different answer each time. Both have been good. One I liked more than the other, but we'll do it a third time here, and I'm just gonna let it go. As you can see, it's got this interesting user interface here, and I don't know if this is a gimmick or not, but it seems like it really does sort of procedurally output the text, which is pretty cool. Still going, thinking. Okay, it's done there. So if you want to pause the video here and have a quick look, I'll try to just get that there so you can read it. Okay, if you're really interested in the answer for this, pause it there and have a look. Otherwise, I'll just move on. But I'll just skim through here and have a quick look. Okay, yeah, so this output is even different than the other two, and it's got other things that it's suggesting to consider. Now, what's interesting about this is I can continue on the conversation, and it's not just a do an answer and then forget what I've said. Like I can ask it, what about a 3D spiral method? Which I haven't tried this, but this is what it was. This is the first idea that I got for this, was to use a 3D spiral. Yeah, so it understands the context, and it's now looks like it's going to give me a similar answer to the first time I asked this question a few hours ago today. Yeah, so you can see, and the significance of this is, I mean, I consider myself to be pretty good at algorithms, and I've been doing this for like since I was young, and over time I've gotten to deal with more and more complicated things. But I doubt whether I would have come up with this 3D spiral method. And that, I think, is kind of what the value of this ChatGPT really offers. And I actually searched for on Google examples of using this 3D spiral method. There was really nothing. There was something in there where someone kind of talked about how to do it in Stack Overflow, but nothing like this. I mean, yeah, the detail, and yeah. Now I'll take it a step further. I'm not sure if this is going to work, but I'll try and ask it to generate Arduino code based on this algorithm. We'll see what happens. Okay, so when it does code, I've made it do some G code as well, which it sort of works. It was missing, it was a bit. It was a super basic version of a boring a whole G code, but it was correct. Wow, look at it go! This is really going deep. I did not expect this. I'm kind of shocked. It's still, yeah, it's doing the whole thing. I can't believe this. I didn't think it was going to do this well. Oh man. Wow, this is shocking. Okay, so has it given up? I think it's just kind of like, it's just kind of run out of steam there, I guess. I don't know. Hang on, there's the loop. So the loop starts there. There's the end of that function. And then it's created like this other function here. There's no end bracket for that. Alright, so I haven't quite finished it, but definitely a good starting point. Syntax looks okay. Yeah. Define the directions of the depth first search. Wow. This is, yeah, that's mind-blowing. I mean, yeah. Alright, let's leave the coding thing for now. But yeah, just before I move on from that, I will say it does really well with robotics stuff as well. So I had a robotics algorithm that I created, and I've done the code on the robotic camera system that I've made. It took me a little while. It took me a couple of days to work out how to do the algorithm for making all the joints accelerate and decelerate and finish at the same time, which anyone that's done robotics, you'll know that that is fairly complicated. It's fairly hard to do on an Arduino, and actually I've had a couple of people that do projects with robotics tell me that it's either difficult or it's not possible with the existing libraries, and I've managed to do it myself, so go me. But in any case, yeah, so that's why I consider it to be my intellectual property. I probably should release that to the community, you know. Am I being selfish? I don't know. It took me a while to work it out. And anyway, ChatGPT smashed it in 10 seconds. And I'm just thinking, it's, yeah, like I don't know what to make of that, because, yeah, what does that mean? Like, everyone can just work stuff out that is really tricky to work out. If you've got some idea about writing programming, or in any esoteric field of knowledge, basically, if you've got some base level of understanding and you just want to get over the line with a complicated idea, you can just ask ChatGPT and it'll take you to the next. What am I trying to say? It'll help you get over the line with whatever it is that you can't quite figure out. So yeah, the ChatGPT worked out what I consider to be intellectual property of MakeTech. It took me 2 days to work it out. Well, it took me 2 days to work out the part that I couldn't work out straight away. And ChatGPT worked it out in 10 seconds and really, like, clearly stated. And yeah, based on this, what I've just done here, you can say to it, create the algorithm, now create the code, and it'll do it. So yeah, we'll move on from there. I want to make this video kind of entertaining for everyone, not just people that are interested in programming. Let's do a business plan for MakeTech. Start with a simple, kind of open-ended one, right? So, all right, but I'll make it a bit more complicated, right? Because there's E-Myth Revisited by Michael Gerber. Now, I'm going to demonstrate something here that's really interesting. Is not only will this be able to make a business plan that's really on point, it can do it taking ideas from a specific book. So I'm guessing this model has been trained on any book that's, you know, relatively famous. It's amazing. I'll demonstrate here. Actually, on the E-Myth, E-Myth Revisited, it's good, but Michael Gerber's more recent work is actually more useful in my opinion. So I'll try and make it work with that. So we'll say create a business plan for a small manufacturing and product development business called MakeTech. It seems to be that his name is always listed as Michael E. Gerber, so I'm guessing that's what the model has been trained on his name being, and we'll see what that comes up with. Yeah. Okay, so it knows the book E-Myth Revisited. I didn't tell it that. It got that from just having the author's name in there. Vision. Yeah, driven by system processes, that's right. That's in the book. Look at it go. It's a pretty big one. Alright, so I won't read all of that, but there, that gives you an example. Hang on, what's this last bit? Overall, our goal is to build a successful business that is able to deliver innovative, high-quality technology products to our customers. By following the principles outlined by Michael E. Gerber, we believe that we can create a business that is able to adapt and grow over time and provide our customers with products they will love. Well, yeah, that's pretty amazing. I'll just scroll through this slowly in case anyone wants to pause and read that. Yeah, that's quite amazing. All right, let's test it a little bit more. I just had to get the right names for these books. Most of these are famous enough, I believe, for the model to know them. I'm not sure how much detail the model has of this, but it knows them well enough to use them appropriately or suggest how they can be used. Except for, I'm not sure. Product Design and Development by Carl T. Ulrich. I might just make that an and. Stephen D. Eppinger. It's a famous book, but it's not as famous as the other ones. But yeah, by putting their names in there, it helps it know which one I'm talking about. Write an outline for a business plan based on these books. There's 6 books there. I've done this once before, came back with a really, really good outline of business plan, of how those books can be implemented in a business plan, basically. And it looks like it's a very different, at least a different structured answer here. Wow, this is quite... Okay, so it's not actually referring to the books this time. The one I had before, it was mentioning the books in the different sections here. So this must be like a general way that a business plan would be structured, these different chapters, I guess you could call them. But anyway, that's probably a bit boring for most people, so I won't go into too much detail there, but it shows you the power of this ChatGPT tool. Now I'm going to try something a bit more different and weird that you wouldn't think that a chatbot could do, which is create a role-playing game. It's a dragon trying to teach me magic, and the dragon's 300 years old, very emotionally intelligent, and has an outstanding vocabulary. I'm sitting alone in a coffee shop. What do you do? Okay, yes, it worked. Cool. Look how much text it put in there. It hasn't done this much text before. Okay. I'm not going to read that all out. We'll just quickly zip through here and do a few answers and see how it goes. Let's accept the offer and go for it. A. Take a deep breath. Steal yourself. The magic journey ahead. Agree to begin training. Ask about the dangers. Oops. You nod eagerly, feeling a sense of determination and excitement. I'm ready to begin my training, Zircon, you say firmly. I love the name they've given the dragon. Zircon. Yeah, it kind of looks like it's going around in a circle here, but it is giving me a lot of... this is funny. I'll just do a couple more and then we'll move on. Is this going around in circles? I'm ready to begin my training. Say firmly. Very well. Let's try B. So it's not quite going around in circles, but it's not progressing very fast. Anyway, I mean, I don't know if this chatbot was necessarily designed to be able to do this, if it has some sort of a mode where it does this, but it's doing it to some extent fairly well. I wasn't expecting it to be able to do this, and there you go, it does it. That's pretty weird. Okay, continuing on, we're going to go into doing some lyrics now. I've had pretty good results in my limited testing with this one. If you're a fan of Busta Rhymes, you know what he sounds like, how he'll talk at the start of a track, and then his style. So see how we go here. Create rap lyrics in the style of Busta Rhymes. 8 bars. So I'm not saying do 8 bars, I'm saying 8 bars. Hopefully it works that out. Subject, AlphaFold 2, CRISPR-Cas9, and the AI singularity. If you're not really interested in technology, you probably don't know these subjects. But yeah, basically they're to do with AlphaFold 2 is protein folding 3D modeling. CRISPR-Cas9 is gene editing, and the AI singularity is a proposed phenomenon that will happen when AI gets so good that every invention that can be invented will just be invented so fast that have technology advancing at an incredible speed. So let's see what it comes up with. Yeah, it's rhyming. Yeah, cool. Oh wow, it's doing a whole song. Haha. Okay. It's got the bridge and the chorus. Wow, that's wicked. That's funny. Okay. I'm not going to try and read it like I'm rapping because that's not what this. That's not what this video is about. But yeah, I'm just trying to scroll through that so you can see it if you want to read that. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. That's pretty well rhyming. Sharp and dark. You can imagine a bit of creative usage of the words. You can make it sound like they're rhyming. Yeah. CRISPR-Cas9 gene editing like a boss. Yep. Cool. I'm just going to pause for a second and think of another tricky question for this. Alright, I got a sort of a tricky one, not too tricky, but yeah, it's got a few ideas in here that the AI might be able to elaborate on and present in a more polished idea. So let's see what it comes up with. Okay, so yeah, it starts off by rewording my question as the first part of the answer, which is a good method to do for anyone that's having to come up with a complicated answer to something. And yeah, it's not a very long result, but does it seem reasonable? Yeah, past traffic patterns and events, yeah. Yeah, that's good. What about social media? Did it put that in there? I don't think it... Yeah, social media discussing large plan events would provide the algorithm with information about potential traffic and road closures, allowing it to plan routes that avoid these areas. So it understands that concept. Yeah, it's pretty impressive. It's kind of weird trying to get your head around it, understand where the limits are of this. I have seen it make things up, and it will confidently just fabricate stuff. I can't remember what it was, but it had something that was 4 or 5 dot points. First 2 were correct. Third one just started to fall apart and it was just saying rubbish, and the maths weren't adding up. I think it was for a robotics algorithm. Not the one that I was saying at the start that it nailed, but a different one was trying to get a bit more complicated regarding the timing of the pulses for acceleration on the joints. The first part it was saying was correct, but then when it broke it down into the points of exactly how the algorithm would work, and a bit of the equations were wrong. So you have to watch out for that. But yeah, this is pretty incredible. This can just go on and on. I guess I have to call it the end of the video at some point, so I'll just do that now, I guess. I just had to cover this now because I'm showing it to people and they don't know. Yeah, they think, oh, I'll just look at it later. Yeah, sure, whatever, Ken. You're always going on about some new technology. But this is truly astonishing, groundbreaking. You can tell by how the news articles are coming out. It's in mainstream media. So, I thought I'd better cover it and give my impression of how it affects, the way I use technology and how this will be significant for me. Check it out, and hopefully this stays on available for a while. It's awesome as well that OpenAI is just making this available publicly like this. Like, what a nice simple user interface, totally free. Like, you can basically jump on there and just start writing a book or whatever. Like, you could make enough posts on social media for your business for the next 12 months or something, and it's just free. Yeah, that's awesome. So obviously they're going to get heaps of data back, and moving forwards with what technology is coming. So everyone's kind of been hanging out and waiting for GPT-4, which should be, I've been expecting that to come out this year. It should have come out, but we've got this ChatGPT instead, which is pretty cool. And I think what's going to happen here is the data they gather from people using ChatGPT will be used to help guide how GPT-4 is made and finished. And what's really interesting is the feedback loop, which I haven't quite mentioned this yet in this video, but the feedback loop that will happen by this existing into other technology will help other technology improve faster, but it will also help AI technology improve faster. And obviously OpenAI's engineers can, brainstorm and just see, try out ideas on ChatGPT, and it might just help them get over the line with a difficult thing. It'll just it's just another resource to supercharge their development of their technology. When we see GPT-4 come out, that's going to be next level. To summarize, I've been wanting to do a video about AI for a while, and I guess this is it. But I've considered what normally happens with technology, sort of have the rate of change halves the amount of time each like major cycle of tech. If you consider what we were at with 2010, the progress we've made from 2010 to the end of 2019, we're at a pretty good spot in 2019. We had AlphaGo, which that was the beginning when the AI started to beat people doing things where experts were saying it'll never beat someone, or at least not in their lifetime, and then we start seeing it happening. That's where we were at the end of 2019. So we had those 10 years. So imagine how far we've gone in those 10 years. And that was, 2010 was, we'd had smartphones for a few years, decent smartphones like iPhone. And now we'll probably see that same amount of progress again, but in 5 years. So I'm assuming, and we're now we're halfway through those 5 years, and now we're seeing some incredible technology like this ChatGPT. So where will we be by the end of 2025? Well, I don't want to make too big of a claim or anything, but I'm hypothesizing potentially we'll see what people call the singularity happen in 2025. And exactly what the singularity is, or what it looks like, or how you define it, that's a bit of a grey area. But basically, a lot of technology is going to be developed very quickly, and I think we're going to see that already. We can look, the easiest way to decide whether that is true or not, for example with using ChatGPT, is to look at how many patents were registered in 2020, 2021, 2022, and then we'll look at 2023, and I can almost guarantee the increase in patents next year. I'd assume it's going to be at least 50% more, maybe double or even more than that, than the last year, or at least the rate of change will be more, because maybe it's already been going up. But yeah, the rate of change of patents will go up a lot. So anyway, I'll leave it there. That sorry about that last bit dragging on a bit, but I had to get those ideas out there for anyone that's interested in what I think. There's just so many use cases for this. Like, I've seen people make Fusion 360 plugins. Not sure if they've worked, but at least it's given them an idea and some code and the instructions of how to use the code as a plugin in Fusion 360. It's just it's just mind-blowing. Check it out and let me know in the comments what the most significant use case you've seen or tried is. Cheers. Bye.